right here. Here we go.
Christmas, everyone. Trump just said Merry Christmas as well. And look what he said. He said, Governor Justin Trudeau of Canada, whose citizens are taxed too high, but if Canada was to become our 51st state, their taxes would be cut by more than 60%. Sounds pretty good.
Does sound pretty good. America's neighbors to the north are hopping on the MAGA train. I've heard they call themselves Maple MAGAs. Some Canadians jumping at President-elect Trump's offer of huge tax cuts if they become the 51st state. We shall see. Kevin O'Leary, chairman of O'Leary Ventures, Mr. Wonderful, joins us now. Kevin, you are a man from the north. This is your native land. What are you hearing? Is this for real? What are you hearing from people up there?
More than half of Canadians, there's 41 million of them, want to know more, want to understand what the proposal really is, because the concept of an economic union has been bandied around for 40 years. And it makes sense because the resources Canada have, the U.S. needs, particularly power and water. But there's something else. You know, we've been talking about the border between Canada and the United States. That's not the problem. The Pentagon is worried and has been for decades about the northern border where China and the USSR are. And we had NORAD decades ago, but China was a nothing burger back then. Now they're a serious problem. And I think in this kernel of an idea, and yes, maybe it was a joke to start, there is something great here to be done, because if you figured out a way to put these two countries together, it would be the most powerful country on earth, the most powerful military on earth, the most powerful in resources, and no adversary anywhere would mess with it. That's the prize.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they're not going to mess with us with Trump being president, but you know, and United States is already that powerful. But this is something that will, if Trump is able to make Canada a 51st state. If he's able to get Greenland, if he's able to go, this is insane. I don't know how the hell they're going to pull this off, bro.
Let's start with this idea that this is just the beginning of negotiations. People are talking about it. I want to just throw up a...
By the way, she has a great personality.
Survey. They actually polled Canadians about this already. And this is what Canadians said about becoming the 51st state. 13% said yes, so there is a crowd there. 82% said no. But Kevin, what you're saying is, maybe it doesn't have to be about taking the land. Maybe you can broker some kind of an economic union. That's what you want to help do, right?
Yeah, that poll is irrelevant. The opportunity is combining strengths. You don't have to sell the country. You don't have to even merge it. But you can create a union where you put together the things that matter: a common currency, a common passport, free-flowing trade across the border, particularly in energy. And think about what that means. Right now, the U.S. grid is tapped out. You can't find a gigawatt of electrical power. There's unlimited power in Canada. And even Eric Schmidt said that at Google because they're concerned about building data centers. All of these opportunities exist. Now, unfortunately for Trump, these ministers are going down to talk to him, Mar-a-Lago, are going to get wiped out in 90 days in a national election. Trudeau is immensely unpopular, and Canadians cannot wait to get rid of him. So this may have to wait from an official standpoint, but many Canadians are interested in understanding more about how we could push this idea forward, and I'm one of them. I think this is a great idea, and I think the potential is massive, and the opportunity is huge. And I think at the end of the day, Canadians and Americans, their DNA is the same in terms of what they believe in: freedom. They fought in multiple wars together. I say let's make this happen one way or another. And
that's wild.
On earth.
Huh?
That's wild.
He wants to go to Mar-a-Lago and talk to Trump about it. Like he is Canadian.
I'm worried about China. I really am. I think we're in the beginning of a long economic war. And if we're stronger and protecting the northern border and really making it hell for them around the world with our philosophy of freedom and commerce and strength, that's a good thing.
Are you going down to Mar-a-Lago?
I'd love to go down to Mar-a-Lago. You know, I'm obviously interested in it because I do business on both sides of the border. And I'm going to the inauguration. I'm excited about it. I have a lot of projects in both countries. I work with senators and governors, and I walk the aisles of the Hill all the time, as I do in Ottawa. You can't do business anymore unless you're working with leadership in both countries. So I'm a big advocate of figuring out how to get this thing together.
Well, if you can get it together, Kevin, please give us the scoop. We want to break it with you.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, man. That's I mean, I figured Trump was joking when he started trolling about it, but he's not.
He just kept on.
He's not letting it go.
I know. That's the thing. It's like it wasn't a one and done.
Yeah, and this is like this could be like a legacy. This is something that he will be remembered. I mean, he's going to be remembered forever. But like, this is I don't know what Trump is willing to do, but I know that if he is serious about it, and now you've got people like Kevin O'Leary on board and others, and it's clear with all of these tariffs he's trying to put on Canada, because the whole point, what did he say to Trudeau? If your country, because Trudeau basically said at Mar-a-Lago, if you put these tariffs on our country, it's going to cost us so many billions of dollars, we can't survive. And Trump was like, if you can't survive without ripping off the United States of America, then you don't have a country. Yeah. Maybe we just take your country over if that's the point. I don't know, man. We'll see. But it's interesting to say the least.